Hello everybody, it's time for another update on Nikolas Cruz. It appears his birth mother was a rather interesting character. Her name is Brenda Woodard or something. Last name is spelled A-R-D. Anyway, you see, she was, as we all know, a drug addict. She did cocaine when she was pregnant with Nikolas Cruz, and she played no role in his upbringing whatsoever. She gave him up for adoption shortly after he was born. In any case, we still don't know that much about her, but we have figured out that we do know that she was arrested a bunch of times for various crimes, including theft and drug possession, blah, 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 blah. She also did an 18-month stint for stealing a car and eluding law enforcement officers. Yeah, she's a career criminal. But in any case, she is 62 now, and according to one report, she was known as a one-woman wrecking crew to local law enforcement. However, this is totally going to get really interesting because Nikolas Cruz is trying to avoid the death penalty despite the fact he's displayed suicidal behaviors while in jail. He says, kill me. He told a detective to kill him and all that crap. In any case, he wants to avoid the death penalty. He offered to plead guilty in exchange for a life sentence as opposed to the death penalty. The prosecutors, the DA's office, whatever you want to call them, subsequently rejected that deal, and they're going to go and try and get him juiced. However, could the past of his birth mother as a mitigating factor be enough to sway the jury? Only time will tell. However, the outcome of this is really anyone's ballgame because there's a lot of stuff about mental illness and things like that. Like he was diagnosed with autism, ADHD, depression, blah, 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 blah. He was well known to have problems with drugs and a fascination with weapons. And Nikolas Cruz, it's not very often that we get a live one. As most spree killers end up, as you may have guessed, shooting themselves. However, Nikolas Cruz is still up in the air, this one. Dmitry Pergotsits will not face the death penalty because he was under 18, and in this country, people under the age of 18 cannot get the death penalty, no matter how terrible or evil they are. However, the jury must be unanimous in voting for the death penalty. If they are not unanimous in their vote, he will be sentenced to life in prison by default. There is, a lot of stuff still coming out about Nikolas Cruz, and everything like that. Anyway, the whole idea is that, Nikolas Cruz will get his day in court, and yes, he will be convicted. And it's just, will he be able to get off with killing 17 people and wounding 17 others? The courtroom is an amazing place. Anything can happen. And Florida is not known to mess around when it comes to executing people. It's not like California. States like Florida, Texas, and Virginia, etc., they do not play around when it comes to executing criminals. They will typically do it within 10 years. However, a lot of people are talking about, it will still be a long road with a lot of appeals and a lot of money will be spent. And there is one guy who said that he would just rather see him sentenced to life in prison just so Nikolas Cruz will disappear and be forgotten. And frankly, it's like, hell, it costs way more to execute somebody than it does to keep them in prison for the rest of their lives. And with all the appeals, it's like having people to have to go to the appeals and then relive that event over and over and over again. Yeah. But then again, life in prison is no chance, and parole doesn't really include the life without the possibility of escape, life without the possibility of killing while incarcerated, or the possibility of some weak-ass governor being elected and giving Nikki a pardon. So anyway, nothing is written in stone, but rest assured, Nikolas Cruz will, unless some kind of crazy thing happens, be convicted. And that's just the reality. I don't think he'll be found not guilty by reason of insanity or some shit like that. In any case, I hope you enjoyed my video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.